Welcome everyone. I'm really grateful that you're joining me today. We are continuing with this series called More Than Conquerors. And honestly, that phrase sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Paul says that through Christ we are more than conquerors. Jesus himself said that he came so that we may have life and have it in abundance. Yet, if we are honest, many of us don't experience life that way. We hear about freedom, joy, peace, victory, but our actual lives often feel anxious, heavy, insecure, or stuck. Sometimes even in churches and faith communities, places where love and unity should flourish, we encounter division, criticism, fear, and exhaustion. And perhaps somewhere deep inside we quietly ask, Father, are we missing something? Is there something we have believed that is not true? Is there something about our identity that we have misunderstood? Today I want us to sit for a while in John chapter 8, verses 31 to 36. Jesus says, "If you remain in my word, you are truly my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." What a powerful statement. Notice, Jesus does not merely say truth is important. He says truth brings freedom. And maybe that is exactly where many of us struggle, because many of us are living from beliefs about ourselves that are simply not true. Let me tell you a story. An eagle's egg somehow ended up in a chicken coop. The hen hatched the egg, and the little eagle grew up among the chickens. So naturally, he learned to behave like a chicken. He scratched in the dirt for worms. He flapped around awkwardly close to the ground. He copied everyone around him, but every now and then, something inside him stirred. Sometimes he would look at the sky and feel this strange longing. Sometimes he would hear the cry of an eagle high above and feel something awaken deep inside him. But then he would look at the chickens around him and think, no, this is who I am. I'm just a chicken. One day, another eagle landed nearby after a storm. When he saw the eagle living among chickens, he was shocked. He said, "What are you doing here? You're an eagle." But the eagle replied, "No, I'm not. I belong here. I was raised here. I can't fly like you." The visiting eagle took him to a pool of water and said, "Look at yourself." And for the first time he saw the resemblance. "You are not a chicken," the eagle said. "You were made for the skies." But the fear remained, because the coop was familiar. The ground felt safe. Eventually, the visiting eagle left. But something had changed. And one day, when he again heard the cry of an eagle overhead, something inside him responded. Before he even realized what was happening, he spread his wings and lifted into the air. For the first time in his life, he was truly alive. I love that story because it reveals something so important. What you believe about yourself determines the way you live. Let me say that again. What you believe about yourself determines the way you live. If you believe a lie about yourself, you will eventually live from that lie. If an eagle believes he is a chicken, he will live like a chicken. And many people today are trapped in exactly this way. Some people believe, "I'm not good enough. I always fail. I'm weak. I'll never change. I'm unwanted. I'm rejected." Others live from positive-sounding lies. "I don't need anyone. I am in complete control. I can succeed entirely in my own strength." But here is the key. Any belief about yourself that contradicts God's truth is a lie, whether negative or positive. And these lies shape our identity. They affect our relationship with God. They affect our relationships with people. They affect how we respond to life. That's why Jesus says, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Freedom comes when truth replaces false identity. Now, where do these false beliefs come from? From the moment we are born, messages begin to shape us. Some messages are beautiful. I'm proud of you. You are loved. You matter. But many people also grow up hearing, "You'll never succeed. What's wrong with you? Why can't you be like your brother? You're a disappointment." And over time, repeated messages become internal beliefs. Eventually, they stop sounding like someone else's voice and start sounding like our own voice. And we begin building an identity around them. But here's the tragedy. Even when God speaks truth over us, we sometimes cannot receive it because the lie has become more familiar than the truth. The false identity feels more real. That's exactly what Jesus confronts in John 8. The people he speaks to already have a strong identity narrative. We are children of Abraham. We are free. But Jesus says, "No, you are enslaved." Why? Because slavery is not only external, it can exist internally. You can be spiritually trapped by lies. Let me give you an example. A person may believe, "I'm a failure." But Romans 8 says, "In all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." That is God's truth. Or someone may believe, "I can do absolutely anything in my own strength." But Jesus says in John 15, "Without me you can do nothing." So even pride can become a false identity. You see, false identity is not only thinking too little of yourself. Sometimes it is thinking of yourself apart from God entirely. And eventually, these beliefs become the lens through which we interpret everything. We stop living from truth and start living from identity distortion. That's why some people constantly strive for approval, others hide in insecurity, others become controlling, others become arrogant, others withdraw emotionally. Many outward struggles are rooted in inward identity lies. But the good news is this: Jesus did not come merely to improve your behavior. He came to reveal your identity. He came to remind the eagle that it was never created for the dirt. Maybe today you've been living beneath who you truly are. Maybe fear has become familiar. Maybe shame has become normal. Maybe insecurity has shaped your entire way of living. But the voice of Jesus still speaks. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Not self-help truth, not motivational truth. His truth. Truth about who God is. Truth about who you are in Him. Truth about grace. Truth about love. Truth about belonging. Truth about sonship. And perhaps today is the day where, for the first time in a long time, you begin to spread your wings again. Not because you suddenly became something new, but because you finally discovered who you were all along. Thank you for listening. And remember, you were never created merely to survive in the coop. You were created for freedom. Until next time, grace and peace to you.